I've always liked manufacturing, so I've been involved in a lot of different manufacturing companies in a variety of industries. But my experience in manufacturing, system integration, and in the industry itself made this an opportunity that made a ton of sense. I've experienced the energy sector in two different instances, maybe three. First, I worked in a manufacturing company that made pad-mounted gear for high-voltage switching, so I had some experience directly on the manufacturing side there. Then subsequently, I had done a fair amount of work at Southern California Edison in Southern California on a variety of different system integration and grid management problems. And then third, I did some work with the Cal ISO setup where they had to figure out how to become a broker, or effectively manage the brokering of power supply into the distribution and generation networks, and then obviously for home delivery or consumer delivery and business delivery. I love early stage companies, so getting something off the ground and starting it up is exciting to me. I'm a company builder, and I love being involved in people development. So this created an opportunity to pursue those two primary interests. And we're not starting exactly from the ground floor because we do have a manufacturing capacity in Taiwan. And then we have this domestic opportunity and the sales team that's being constructed to pursue the market opportunities domestically. So all those things are super interesting. And I think my experience on early stage companies, fundraising, IT and technology in general, and in the energy industry came together, and that's why this opportunity was appealing. There's two things right now that we care about, right? Number one is we've got to establish the economic foundation for the company. So building an understanding of how we're going to spend the money and what we're going to spend it on is the most important thing. The second most important thing is actually doing the spending. So that for us, that means standing up manufacturing facility. It means understanding all our production lines. It means figuring out our staffing model, and then also determining how we're going to support the hockey stick sales growth that we're expecting in the coming years. So the operational strategy here, I think, is mostly going to be differentiated by applying automation and process improvement. So in any manufacturing operation, the number one thing that's going to matter is your cycle time, yield, and cost in your manufacturing process steps. And we're spending time engineering that from the ground up in conjunction with taking advantage of the existing operation that already is available in Taiwan. My expectation is that we're going to be able to improve upon what's being done substantially, lower our unit cost, and increase our profitability over time. Customer trust and long-term growth are ultimately going to be based on the promises we make to the market and the delivery of solutions that build upon those promises. So we are positioning ourselves as a company that has the safest energy storage solution on the market. And our job, and the management's job of the company fundamentally, is to be certain that what we're delivering supports that promise, and then the customers, usually in situations where that occurs, customers will continue to react positively as we continue to reinforce the brand promises through our product deliveries. I think the biggest challenge in energy today is aging infrastructure. So we have a number of different situations that cause a lack of reinvestment in building out new infrastructure. And if that's the case, if we're not going to improve our transmission capacity, if we're not going to improve generation, then the only real choice is to figure out how to aggregate power sources and then make them more reliable. And I think the battery systems that we provide are fundamental to creating the microgrids necessary in order to create reliable power solutions. The big trend in the industry that I think we care about the most is microgrids. So if you look at the market today, historically you want to build centralized power plants and then focus on power distribution over long distances, right? That's very expensive because I have to take the power and I have to move it from where it's generated to the points of use. By applying energy storage systems, I can get closer to the underlying usage of the power and reduce the amount of failures that occur in the transmission process. It also gives me some backup and reliability as the infrastructure in fact is being replaced, because there are going to have to be investments in energy infrastructure in order to make it reliable and useful for future generations.